welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake. This channel is called Jake of All Trades, and today I'm going to be getting around to the Warnings cover of Enter Sandman by Metallica. I think this was my first time hearing about the Warning, people leaving comments saying, hey, you should check out the Warning and their cover of Enter Sandman. And in looking at it, it looks like there were 3 different versions to go through here. The one that they did when they were kids, they have an official music video one where they do that cover with Alessia Cara. I might be mispronouncing her name, and if I am, I apologize. And then it looks like there's a live version live from the Pepsi Center. So I'm looking forward to checking out all 3 of these versions, seeing how they performed it as kids, which looks to be the most popular version, 26 million views. That's pretty amazing. And then I just want to see how it evolved over time, how they produced it in the studio, and then how they perform it live like years later. So this is going to be a fascinating journey. I can't wait for it. Before I get started though, we're going to wait just another second, and I'm going to give a shout out to everyone who suggested I check this out. Please forgive me if I mess up any of your names. We have Amaranthine 1000, Brett Kelsey 3439, Curtis R. Robles, who suggested it 3 times. Then we have Dave_Marks, Drop_Bear, Edward R. Lyons, Mech Time, Space Knave, Tephysics, Tom Clark, and V6 Jim 2. So thank you guys for the suggestion. I can't wait any longer. Without any further ado, let's get started. All right, here we go. Enter Sandman, Metallica cover, Warning. The Warning, sorry. When they were kids, here we go. Very clean guitar tone. It's so weird seeing them as kids doing this. Solid start. They play so well together, even at this young age. Her vocal tone is awesome. Oh, got a different camera angle. I was singing too. This is solid. I can't wait till she does the solo. Here we go. Good job, Danny. I've been playing the guitar 15 years, you can't do that. I'm impressed that Pawa's doing the vocals and drumming, even at that age. She's got like subtle aggression. This is really cool. I love this. That was great. Holy cow. All right, time for the officially recorded studio music video version with Alessia Cara. Here we go. Oh, that's different. Got like a delay effect on the guitar acoustics. Real low bass. Wow, they like reimagined it.
Say your prayers, little one, don't forget my son, to include everyone.
I like this reimagining, it's really cool.
You in, one within, keep you free from sin, till the Sandman he comes. Sleep with
Oh.
one eye open.
We got real low guitar here. That was it. They're teasing us with that. Really intrigued. This is a little bit more reminiscent of the original. Just love the depth of that bass. Oh, we got halftime in it now. That harmony is nice. So many unexpected twists and turns in this.
Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. And never mind that noise you heard. It's just the beast under your bed.
It's like such a lullaby. It's haunting. They're really building up this section. Holy cow. Oh my god, this is so cool. Ooh, that was interesting. Now we're getting back to the original. But halftime in it too. Oh, we're going still. Awesome. That was excellent. Bravo. All right, here we go. Live from the Pepsi Center. Enter Sandman, The Warning. I'm curious which version they're going to do. Are they going to be more faithful to the original, or are they going to be doing the one that they did? Probably the latter, but we'll see. Here we go. Okay, sounds like the one that they did. This intro is... Man, they really played with this song. Oh, they got actual orchestra on stage here. Oh my gosh. They're keeping them for the whole performance. That's... Ooh.
Take my hand. Take my hand.
They better play this at Summerfest.
Say your prayers, little one. Don't forget my son. To include everyone. Tuck you in, warm within. Keep you free from sin. Till the Sandman he comes. Sleep with one eye open. Creeping
Oh, that sounds so good.
Eggs in line. And tonight, take my hand.
I'm absolutely in love with the soundscape.
We're up to never, never let. Up to never, never let. We're up to never, never let.
That orchestra is so epic.
Something's wrong, shut the lights. Heavy thoughts tonight, and they honest know why.
And the harmonies on the vocals are spot on perfect. Even Paul's getting like doing the Danny facial expressions.
Now I lay me down to sleep. Pray the Lord my soul to keep.
Oh, Danny's doing this part.
If I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take. Hush, little baby, don't say a word, and never mind that noise you heard. It's just the beast under your bed, in your closet, in
3-part harmony there. Oh, I was really into it. The strings intensifying, oh my god. You know it's a good performance when it moves you emotionally. Even a song like that, holy crap. Alright, this is gonna be this is gonna be quite the breakdown here, because I think I took more notes on this compare and contrast between these 3 versions than I have with pretty much any other compare and contrast I've ever done on this channel, which is saying a lot, because I think I spent an hour or so just trying to like listen to this. So I'm recording this quite a bit afterwards, and my first thoughts, I can't truly compare the one that they did as kids to the version that they did where they made it their own with the music video and the live version later. And so I'm going to spend the first part of this post-reaction analysis just breaking down their performance as kids in and of itself. And then the rest of it is going to be a compare and contrast between their studio version and their live version of their remake of the song. And, you know, you can't truly compare them because kids, adults, there's a lot of maturity. And plus, the songs are very different. They stayed very faithful to the original in the version that they did as kids versus really making it their own as adults. And you can tell this song clearly meant a lot to them by the way they arranged their own version. And we'll get to that. But it's cool to see how they started and how they've matured over the years in the way that they play, in, I guess, the refinement in their playing. Obviously, their voices mature because kids, adults, you know, Captain Obvious there. So covering the original here, it's very, very faithful to it. Obviously, they got the one guitar instead of Metallica having 2, so, you know, but Dani does a great job filling both roles and doing everything she needs to, like transitioning between rhythm and lead parts, does that really, really well. And there are some mistakes here and there, like little whiffs, but one, they're kids. Who cares? Secondly, I'm not in any position to be pointing out, oh, she kind of whiffed on that little part there. Like, I can't play that song. And I've been playing the guitar for probably 15 years. Granted, I haven't been seriously practicing, like I haven't dedicated to myself to it like real guitarists do, so like who knows, maybe if I actually sat down and maybe if I were a kid again and just like had a chance to do it over, maybe I could get to the level of talent where I could play a Metallica guitar solo, but I cannot. Anyway, so I'm not in any position to be like, oh yeah, she kind of made a mistake on the solo there or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like the fact that they were able to pull that off is incredible at their age too. Like when I was probably what Dani's age was at the time, I was playing Holiday by Green Day for my school. Like there's no comparison to be made there, for Pete's sakes. I also impressed too by how Pau was able to drum and sing, especially at that age, because it takes a lot of coordination to be able to play an instrument and sing at the same time, and I don't really truly appreciate it as much for guitarists and singers, because I just see it so often, guitar playing and singing, like people just seem to do that all the time in bands. But to sing as much as you do and play drums, that is really, really impressive to me. So seeing Pau do that is like, Whew, great job. And like the quality of her playing was amazing too. It was great. And then on the mistakes thing too, I was just kind of thinking, for them to be able to make those mistakes but continue on as if nothing happened is a skill in and of itself. When I was learning to play piano, anytime I made a mistake, I just stopped playing, much to the irritation of my piano instructor, who would just be like, no, you're supposed to keep going. I'm like, but I made a mistake. They're like, just keep going. But I'm like, but I made a mistake. I need to start over and play it again. Even when I tried to continue to play after making a mistake, it was just like the mistakes built upon themselves. Whereas here, when they made a mistake, they just continued on and just played it as if nothing happened and played it well. That is impressive to me, especially as a kid, because as a kid, I could not do that. And even as an adult, I'm not sure if I can still do that. I'd be like, crap, I messed up. I can't continue now. Gotta start over, guys. Sorry. Anyway, now we're going to move on to their own version here. And I'm going to just get the obvious main difference out of the way, like put on my Captain Obvious hat. I should just buy a Captain Obvious hat instead of like PNGing like one over my head here. But Alessia is obviously not there for the live performance. And so it definitely changes up the character between the two performances of the song. But going section by section here, in the music video, there's very light, like ambient orchestra, but it's nothing like what they do live, where they have like the full orchestra there. They have like their own dedicated intro. And I love the addition of it because they build a lot of tension building into the first part of the song, where they have a lot of dissonant chords and lots of like, they hit the note and come off of it real quick, almost staccato. They have like the runs on the violin, the like it just builds the tension to the song, and it just adds an extra like sort of element to it. And then we get to the intro part 2, where the singing comes in, and in the music video you have Alessia sing the first part and Danny sing the second part with the take my hand. And their tone is very light in the music video. It's like ambient, and we don't want to give too much away. You know, we're saving a lot for when this really hits its peak. And there's lots of reverb. The guitar tone is very clean sounding in the music video. Contrast that to the live, where Danny starts off grit from the beginning. She's channeling her inner James Hetfield and just like, take my hand. Like, she's really going for it right from the beginning. So very different approach than what Alessia does, or even herself from the music video. And then she adds a ton of weight to the tone, whereas in the music video, it's very light. And then the guitar is a lot more overdriven in the live version. She doesn't really change the tone much there, where I think they spend a lot more time like focusing on the tone in each part. Then we get into the first verse, and in the music video, Alessia sings the whole first part. She, again, carries on that very light tone. I'm not very good at analyzing it, and I hope I'm not like doing her a disservice in the way I'm gonna try to describe it. But she kind of has like, it sounds like she's got kind of like a lot of space in her mouth, like as she's singing, like almost nasally, sort of like she's got her mouth like wide open, and she's focusing it out her nose. And Chris Lipe harps on this a lot. The whole idea of singing nasal is often considered like an insult when people sing. And the way Chris describes it is that you need some nasality to create like a sense of interest. And it's not like, you know, when people think of nasal, they're kind of thinking this sort of tone. But like, Alessia does it where she's got a lot of space, but it's focused through her nose, but it creates like this really unique, really pretty sound. It's refined, and I like that about her tone. I also love the bass tone. It's just meaty and just got a depth to it that I love. And then live, Danny is the one that's singing it, because obviously no Alessia, and she starts off with grit from the beginning there too. Like she carries that in from the intro as well. And again, channeling her inner James Hetfield, and it's a very different approach. Another thing I notice about the drums too is like the drum tone. I prefer the way the drums sound in the live version versus the music video version. I mean, they're fairly comparable, but there's like an extra depth to it in the live version that they pull off. It's really, really good. Then we get into the pre-chorus, which is super short. In the pre-chorus, You've got the guitar sounding very lighter in the music video version. It sounds more open. It's not palm muted like in the live version where she's like dun 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 dun. It carries like a big oomph with the bass. It almost sounds like the guitar tone is just very meaty, kind of fused with the bass, one unit, just like this down-tuned almost 8-string type Digitech whammy sort of tone. And then on the other version, it's just kind of like the higher power chord sort of thing. It's like open and just like let to ring. And then we get into the chorus, and Alessia in the music video continues on with the light vocal, and there seems to be like a subtle harmony there. I'm not sure who's singing, if it's Danny or if it's Pau or maybe both, or maybe all three of the Warning. And there is a really cool build up from Pau's drums, and the bass is keeping the rhythm, and the guitar is very light, and there's like a little bit of a delay effect on it. But live, the very obvious harmony between Danny and Pau, it's like much stronger. In the music video, the harmony is more of like a compliment, whereas in the live, it's more of a feature. The guitar tone in the chorus is overdriven for the first chorus instead of the clean tone in the music video. And the intensity of the orchestra and the dissonance created between the guitar and the orchestra is enough to give you chills. Like when she says, "Off to Never, Neverland," like, I just like got goosebumps at that part. And then we get into the second part of the chorus where they got the woes. The creativity really shines in this section, because this is where I feel like they really made it their own, because this isn't like a section that Metallica had in their version. This was like where they were doing the gang vocal woes, which in the live version they kept, but it seemed to be on a backing track because when they showed each of their faces, none of them were singing that part. But in the music video, the guitar sounds doubled, where it sounds like there's a higher take with a higher power chord and then like a lower power chord. Again, sort of that almost 8-string-ish type tone with the guitar. Then in the live version, the orchestra is chiming in with its own counter melody. So you've got the whoa in the vocals. I might have messed up the melody a little bit there, but the orchestra chimes in with like a dun 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 dun, like countering that whoa, and it adds just a cool call and response. I didn't see that coming, quite frankly. Then we get to the second verse, and this one feels a lot more like the original, like they're really alluding to it. So it's got the same pace. It's not the halftime that they've been doing so far. And one thing I was noticing in Pau's drumming, in that, again, I'm not a drummer, I can't analyze it very well, but I hear these references to like ghost notes, and I don't know if that's like a thing with the snare, or if it's with the hi-hat, or if you could do it on anything. But there are like these subtle little pss in the drumming that was just like that didn't have to be there, but it really added like a cool little extra like woo for lack of a better way to describe it. Like when you kind of hear the little tss in the hi-hat that I didn't expect to hear, and Pau just adds that in. It's really nice nuance. And then we have a change up of the melody versus the original version. Like the way that Danny sings it is a little bit more straight, and in the live version she's channeling her inner James Hetfield throughout the song. There's more palm muted guitar in the live version, whereas in the music video the guitar is more of an open strum, and obviously in the live version there's more string epicness that's going on there. It just adds some more epicness, for lack of a better way of saying it. We get into the second chorus, and as I sort of referenced before, but a little bit more on display here, Pau's harmony has more of a supportive role in the music video version, in the second chorus. But live, it's much more featured. She's very prominent in there. I love how she sounds. It is so good. And we go back to the halftime feel in the second chorus here, whereas like, they're kind of keeping the train moving in the second verse. Then we get to two bridge sections. I call it Bridge A and Bridge B, so that I could kind of keep myself oriented here. So in Bridge A, there's a variation on the main melody, the do-new-new, do-new-new-new-new. Well, here it's like it's slowed down, and the ending note is different than what you expect, kind of like, oh, that was an interesting change up. It's one of those things that just catches your brain like, you guys are really playing with this, aren't you? Plus, you've got the Take My Hand and the woes like also working together in that section too. And I think in the music video, correct me if I'm wrong, again, I'm still getting used to seeing them as younger versions of themselves. I think it's Pau that's doing the prayer, that now I lay me down to sleep. And she's still young enough that she's kind of got that kid voice. Then in the live version, Danny does the prayer more, but she's got a little bit more intense, almost like there's like a psychoticness to it. So I thought that was like a really cool take on the prayer. Like, oh boy, like what messed you up to like be praying to God that way? I don't know. Anyway, then we get to the bridge B, as I labeled it, where they pass through it like 3 times, which is cool because like in the original, it's just like a one-time pass through. It's the hush little baby, don't say a word sort of part. And in the music video, it starts off very calm. Alessia has like a, for lack of a better way of saying it, a very motherly tone, like she's actually trying to comfort her child. And Danny's providing like a low-key backup harmony on the first round. And then as they go through it, on the next round, she adds some more distortion to her voice as she's harmonizing with Alessia. And then I think there's some additions from Alejandra singing some background vocals and Pau. I'm not super clear on who's like doing all of what in that section. There's a lot of vocal layers. And you kind of have like this acoustic guitar sound like in the first round of that section. The background vocals are just gorgeously haunting. Then as they're building up and going into the final section, we go from like the acoustic guitar to like the palm muted distorted guitar. You've got Pau's build up on the drums on the toms there. And in the live version, I may be wrong again here, it's just basically I'm basing this off the camera angles, but I'm seeing Alejandra and Danny singing the harmony on the first round. Then Pau adds a really, really cool harmony on the second round there. And then Danny again is kind of going more with a darker psychotic take to that vocal. Whereas like I said in the music video, it starts off with a little bit more of a soothing, calm, motherly tone. And then Pau starts kind of doing like the facial expression thing that I always see Danny doing. She's got that intensity as she's like drumming, just like, yeah, hush little baby, don't say a word. Like really intense with how wide their eyes get and just how intense they look. Then we get into the final chorus, and I have much less notes for this section here. Maybe I just like exhausted myself on the first part of the song, but the depth of the guitar and the bass in both versions is just so satisfying on all levels. Like when I hear the bassiness of a good guitar bass tone, it's just like, for lack of a better way of describing it, just like feels like my entire torso and just feels like I am complete. So that was like the first part of the chorus. Then we get to like chorus B, and it picks up the pace like the original. And you've got the orchestra adding to it, and so you get this like really grandiose sort of final chorus. And then we get to the outro, where they go full on channeling their full inner Metallica, doing the riff as it was originally intended, but they do it halftime. So it's like got this grandiose ending. And they go on a full repeat, whereas like in the original Metallica, it's a fade out, and it's like you've got the off to Neverland as it fades out. Here, like, it has an abrupt cutoff instead of a fade out. It does a full repeat. The live version adds the orchestra as they're doing the down, now, new. It's almost like they've got a counter melody that almost goes up. I couldn't quite pick it out because there's just so much going on, but it almost sounds like it, whereas the guitar goes down, now, goes down, like the orchestra goes up and harmonizes with the guitar. And it's a really cool inversion. And then you've got like the staccato strings that are rising and increasing in intensity. And just the way that it ended, like, man, I was starting to, it sounds weird to say this, like, for Enter Sandman of all songs, but like, it was making me kind of emotional. Like, it takes some serious musicianship to be able to take a song that's, you know, it's not even really an emotional song, but to do it in such a way that just pulls the emotion out of you. Is like, you guys did this song justice and then some. Those were all the things I was able to pull out from this performance. I am absolutely impressed, and I am mad at myself for not getting to this much earlier. And I'm looking at the timer on my phone here as I'm recording. I have been talking for 25 minutes. So if you managed to stick around throughout this entire thing, thank you so much. I appreciate you sticking around for this. And thank you guys for suggesting this. If you feel so obliged, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications, and let me know what other songs I should check out from The Warning. I am so blessed to have been able to hear this. I'm also very blessed to be supported on Patreon by Jonas S. Thank you so much for all your support over this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you, and rock on.